finally, this is the spring of 2017, and we're going to be back working on the Toter. Just to kind of catch everybody up, most of the stuff that we're putting in this Toter is out of a donor fifth wheel, and just to reiterate that, you know, this is a used vent that we're going to use, that we're going to put in the back, and we're also going to put this cover on the top of it, which makes a nice thing. You can leave them open while you're traveling or if it's raining. But this is a basic how to put this in, or how to put these vents in. Of course, I got to cut a hole, but if you didn't have to cut a hole, all you had to do, if you wanted to reseal or if you wanted to replace your vent, you need lap sealant, self-leveling. Dicor is the one I use. You need butyl tape to put it on. These are the attachments that go, since it's already been on once, it's already pre-drilled. These go on here, and then that shield goes right on the top of that, and works pretty slick. Otherwise, when you buy those, you have to, you know, mark and drill and make sure that you get things in the right spot. There's instructions for that. So first thing we're going to do is put the butyl tape on, and make sure that that's on, and then we'll go ahead and cut our hole. And this is a fiberglass ceiling or roof, so relatively easy to cut, and it's already been framed in, so we got to get with it. This is the way I usually do my butyl tape here. Peel that back just a little bit so we get coverage. Somebody told me the other day this has been the wettest spring in the Northeast here since the 1800s, and I can believe it. It has been crazy wet every time, and it's supposed to rain today. We're kind of looking to see what we can do for, if we're going to have a chance to do this or not. So we'll be playing it by ear whether or not we actually can install it or not. And try not to stretch this when you put it on, otherwise it thins it out a little bit and you don't get the full amount to squish down. I'm going to keep the paper on right now for 4 right now, just because I don't know what the weather's going to throw at us here. not the warmest today either, so we're just going to see. I have installed these in the wintertime when it was like 30 some degrees and didn't have them leak. So as long as it was sunny to where the die-core would self-level, and if it won't, then I would use a heat gun and just kind of spray or go around it and warm it up and let it flow out and get it so that it seals. Alright, so this is all we're going to need to do for this until we get ready to put it in. And now we're going to cut the hole and after we check the weather. Alright, couple of things. First off, try to get this in the camera here. Use some dust protection. These are from Harbor Freight, pretty cheap. Insurance. Fiberglass can be nasty stuff. So you don't want to get it in your lungs. The tool that I'm going to use to cut the fiberglass with, if you followed my videos, you've seen it in the past. It's one of those vibrator cutters. Again, from Harbor Freight. Works like a champ. I've used it many times. Another thing that I want to mention is these electrical connections here, plug-ins. You have to push the button in order to get it to release. There's nothing worse than being up on a ladder and go to drill or do something, a circular saw, and it unplugs and falls down. So I've been using these. They're about 10 bucks. Home Depot has them. Work absolutely wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. It's already, like I said, it's already been framed in. So we're going to cut this out and hopefully get the vent in and sealed before it rains. Okay, now we got set up here, and these are what they call a Scotch-Brite pad. You can get them in Napa stores or a lot of the automotive stores. They're a body shop thing. They're actually a different grades or different grits of these, just like sandpaper. So I'm just going to go over this here, just like that. And just kind of smooth it out, take out some of the oxidation that's on this roof from years of sitting. One of these days I'll get up here and I'll actually treat it. But being that this is a cargo roof, it's pretty used to not having any maintenance whatsoever. This particular roof was, or body, was made in the 80s. So it's, you can see what kind of, how long it'll last. Then we just kind of clean that up, get the dust out of it. And to put these, or screw these down, I use a stainless steel screw. I buy these by the hundreds, usually 1,000 or so at a time. And these are number 8, I believe. And I actually get these on Amazon. Okay. So now we can peel off our tape here. The biggest thing to remember with this is to put it in the right orientation. The hinge has to go towards the front. Sorry if I get the camera shaking here, sitting on this roof. You don't want to draw those down to where the point where they're really deforming the vent. I usually do all four corners. If I get in the way, I'm sorry. Then you should be all set, and then it should be checked every year. When you do that, all of your sealants and all of your seams and all of that stuff should be checked every single year. Okay, so I'll get the die core set up, and we'll get the sealer on. All right, so we will get this sealed up. Times in a few days I'll just come back and check and make sure that it leveled out, and if there's any spots that may have an air pocket that I didn't see the first time. So there's the installation. If that was all you were going to do, it would be done. But we're going to put the vent cover on it, and we'll show you how we do that. tighten them. Only tightening, only going on plastic. And that's our installation. It took not even an hour, probably a little over a half or 45 minutes to do that, and that's cutting a hole. So if you had to recaulk or pull and change your vent, taking care if you got a TPO or a rubber roof, not to rip it or tear it. I mean, by the time you peel it off, clean it up, put it back on, it might take you an hour to do one of these. All right, and we'll show you the inside installation and go from there. All right, so there's the inside. And of course there's a trim ring that'll go over this. And but everybody worries, or some people worry that you can't open this as far as I had it open to begin with. But it wouldn't do you any good because your screen is only just so big, the outside screen. So we're getting full value of that screen where it is. Now, some of them, obviously, I don't know, I probably just blacked that right out because the way the camera it is, you probably couldn't see that. But that's the way that is. So these supports have all been cut and glued in. This support, original steel support, is 1.25 inches. Usually these things are 1.5 inches. The walls are 1.5 inches. So these are cut 1.25 inches by 1.5 inches, and put on knees, or 16 inches on center. So we still have the metal ones, and we have these. And then now, the AC that we're putting in here is a ducted AC. So we'll be making a truss out of these. We'll be bringing it down almost 3 inches here, or 3.5 inches, since we have plenty of ceiling and we don't have to worry about it. So we'll have 1.5 inches of polyiso and another 1.5 inches of fiberglass batting that we're going to put up here. So that'll make it, the roof is actually the hottest area of the trailer, so this will make it really, really nice. This is where the AC goes. There's a metal support here and a metal support here. Normally you'll see these things doubled, these supports. You'll see these doubled. I don't feel that we need to. I may put another support in here just to make the box that I need to make for the duct. So we'll be looking at that. But it's going to be plenty strong with the steel rafters anyway, that it's going to sit on. Okay? So that's where we're at with this project. This one's done. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If there's another way that you do it, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll try to get to them. And we'll catch you next time.